Welcome, welcome. RC Truth Media is back with another Grand Solar Minimum video. Please hit that subscribe button and make sure you hit the bell for the most updated videos. Today we are going to start reading from SOT.net. First article says, is there a connection between cosmic rays, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions? Absolutely. Scientists have detected a correlation between historic solar minima, volcanic activity, sunspots, and climate change. But taking the concept further, it does appear that cosmic impacts could trigger seismic activity, causing earthquakes and volcanic eruptions. It does appear that we have been seeing more earthquakes and volcanoes erupting in the past few years, hasn't it? We see from this article from Watchers that there's volcanoes going across all over the world. There's one in Chile, there's one in Nicaragua, there's one in Japan, there's one in Ecuador, at Sierra Negra volcano in Galapagos, Ecuador. There's also one in Alaska. Everybody knows about the ones in Kilauea in Hawaii. How about Bali in Indonesia? What about Antarctica? Yep, they're going off everywhere. Alaska, the Philippines, and so on and so forth. Yes, this is absolutely contributed by the grand solar minimum. As we go to this article here from SOT.net, says that more than 3 months now we haven't had a sunspot. Okay, and if people want proof from NASA, here it goes. Right here it says, for the fifth day in a row and the 92nd day so far in 2018, according to NASASpaceweather.com, the sun is blank, no sunspots. The featureless solar disk is a sign that solar minimum is coming. Indeed, it appears to be approaching, even faster than forecasters predicted. And how does this affect us? Ironically, weak solar activity boosts cosmic radiation in Earth's atmosphere. Okay, I went over this before, but I'll go ahead and go over this again with you guys because it is kind of hard to understand. Now, solar maximas, okay, which we are not in right now, we're in a solar minimum, but solar maximum, they have increased sunspots, and in those sunspots they shoot out solar rays. Okay, and we're going to read about that right here. It says solar maximum has stronger solar wind, higher magnetic field strength. Dark sunspots indicate increased release of solar flares and coronal mass ejections. Much of the cosmic ray influx is blocked from entering the heliosphere of the solar system. Because what happens is when you get these dark sunspots, you get the release of the solar flares, the coronal mass ejections. When it hits Earth, it creates a shield around our Earth. Okay, when you are in a solar maximum, and this shield protects from gamma rays, X-rays, from space weather, from cosmic rays, from all of that. Okay, but since we are not in a solar maximum, we're in a solar minimum, we get less of a shield. It says right here, during a solar minimum, and particularly a grand solar minimum, more cosmic rays enter Earth's atmosphere. Why? Because there's less of a shield. There's less of those sunspots, and that means there's less solar flares that are coming out of it, meaning that we get less of a shield, meaning that also that we get bombarded by all of these cosmic rays, which accelerate storm formation, erratic rainfall, snowstorms, hail, flooding, and in the long run, global cooling. Also, they contribute to more earthquakes, volcanoes, lightning, and other electric events, and also an enhanced risk for a solar flare that can disrupt our power grid. And we've been seeing a lot of this stuff happening. Let's start off with Watchers.news. Record-breaking rain hits Lahore, leaving most it underwater without power in Pakistan. Heavy monsoon rains, described as the worst in decades, left at least 9 people dead and 10 injured in the Pakistani city of Lahore, population of 6.3 million, on Tuesday, July 3rd, 2018. The city received record-breaking rain that left much of it underwater and without power. Heavy rains are expected to continue falling across the region over the next few days. Residents are urged to heed official warnings. From Watchers, there is a unique lava-fueled thunderstorm produces 1,200 lightning strikes in Kilauea. Yes, we will see more lightning strikes as detailed by the previous articles I showed you, and more volcanoes. A lava field thunderstorm over active lava fields is in the lower East Rift zone of Kilauea volcano in Hawaii, produced about 1,200 lightning strikes within just 7 hours on July 2nd. According to West Hawaii Today, spokeswoman for Mayor Harry Kim said that the county got calls galore from people concerning the intense thunderstorm, which was centered largely over Fissure 8, with lightning strikes also occurring along 8 miles lava channel from the active fissure to the lava ocean entry at Kapoho. Man, they are really going through it over there in Hawaii. Check out those pyrocumulus clouds. That's what a pyrocumulus cloud is, by the way. Now, from Watchers.news, another record 36,605 lightning strikes in a day. Large hail destroys homes, cars, and crops. Yes, we are seeing record lightning strikes. That's correct. Violent thunderstorms hit parts of southwestern France on July 4th, producing a total of 36,605 lightning strikes in just one day. This is the worst day in terms of lightning strikes in France so far, in the previous record of 33,841 strikes recorded on May 28, 2018, according to Météo France. It says in just 4 days, Météo France registered approximately 87,000 lightning strikes across the country, which represents more than half of the normal July lightning strikes. Alright, in other news, the North Atlantic Ocean is rapidly cooling down and growing Arctic sea ice may follow. This one comes from NoTrickZone.com. It says, very recent scientific publications show that North Atlantic heat content and surface temperatures have been cooling significantly, and so may lead to a rebound in Arctic sea ice in the region. Already, Arctic sea ice has stabilized over the past 10 years, and Greenland has shown a surprising ice mass gain. Dramatic fall in North Atlantic heat content. For example, recent findings published in Nature by a team led by David J.R. Thornley and University of London show that heat content of the North Atlantic from 0 to 700 meters depth has cooled most dramatically since the 1950s. In the 70s, most scientists believed an ice age was approaching after the surface temperature of North Atlantic had cooled sharply from its 1950s peak. Another very recent publication appeared in the Geophysical Research Letters by a team of researchers. UK show that surface and subsurface temperatures of North Atlantic have fallen to their lowest levels in more than 30 years. Okay, so there it is. You want proof that temperatures are dropping? North Atlantic, there it is. The research suspect that the decreased lower temperatures are related to the Atlantic meridional overturning circulation, which is a powerful system of currents in the Atlantic involving the northward flow of warm water in the upper layers of the Atlantic, and southward flow of colder, deeper waters, which are part of the thermoline circulation. Yep, that's right. We're seeing a change in the jet streams. Okay. Says warming changes over to cooling. That's correct. We haven't seen any any warming since the year 2000. Another team of scientists led by Christopher G. Pakuch published a study in the Journal of Geophysical Research Letters, which shows that the subpolar North Atlantic, upper ocean and sea surface temperatures trends reversed from warming from 1994 to 2004 to cooling from 2005 to 2015. The authors write that the region is subject to strong decadal variability, meaning that natural cycles are at play. The authors present the following chart, which shows the North Atlantic heat content has fallen sharply since 2010, just in the past 8 years. And so is it any surprise that Arctic sea ice has stabilized in the wake of North Atlantic cooling, and that Greenland is putting on gigantons of added ice? Veteran meteorologist Joe Bastardi of Weather Bell Analytics has said repeatedly that when ocean heat content in the regions adjacent to the Arctic falls, it's only natural for sea ice to recover, and vice versa when ocean heat content rises. Arctic ice extent fluctuates along with the natural Atlantic and Pacific Ocean cycles. It has little to do with trace gas CO2. Now this is pretty interesting, okay, and it's not related to the grand solar minimum, but it is related to the weather and the man-made man trying to play God with the weather, pretty much. The ultimate weapon of mass destruction, owning the weather for military use. Now, the article details what's happening in the military regarding using weather as a warfare, okay? And I think it's a very, very interesting article that everybody needs to know. I'm going to highlight a section here for you. It says the U.S. military has developed advanced capabilities that enable it selectively to alter weather patterns. The technology, which was initially developed in the 1990s under the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, otherwise known as HARP, was an appendage of the Strategic Defense Initiative, Star Wars. From a military standpoint, HARP, which was officially abolished in 2014, is a weapon of mass destruction operating from the outer atmosphere and capable of destabilizing agriculture and ecological systems around the world. Officially, the HARP program has been closed down at its location in Alaska. The technology of weather modification, shrouded in secrecy, nonetheless prevails. Weather modification, according to the U.S. Air Force document AF2 2025, final report, offers the warfighter a wide range of possible options to defeat a chorus and adversary. Capabilities, it says, extend to the triggering of floods, hurricanes, drought, and earthquakes. That's right, they can make all of this stuff right here. They can trigger floods, they can steer hurricanes, they can cause hurricanes to happen, they can cause droughts to happen, and earthquakes, okay? And also, I'm going to show some proof of that right now. If you haven't seen this already, I like to show this. And this is from geoengineeringwatch.org. Go to the website and click at the top on patents, and it's going to show you an extensive list of patents from the United States. Okay, and what have they done? We're talking about weather warfare here, right? So they've been doing this, making patents since 1891. Their first one was method of producing rainfall. But let's get to weather warfare. If you go down just a little bit, it says 1951, process for controlling weather. There it is right there. What can they do with controlling the weather? Well, they can control the weather. Yeah, that's basically sufficient enough. Let's see what else. They have a method for dispersing natural atmospheric fogs and clouds, meaning they can get rid of regular clouds that produce rain and regular fog as well. They can also do cloud seeding with carbon dioxide. There's cloud seeding. Okay, what about hurricanes? Okay, it says that they were steering hurricanes and making all that stuff. Well, if you go down 2008, they have a long list here, but if we go down to 2008, we can see they had a patent for method for controlling hurricanes. September 24th, 08. And also in 2001, November 2nd, 2001, there's a hurricane and tornado control device. Okay? And right underneath it, another method of modifying the weather. I'm going to also leave this link so you can check this out. Very interesting as well. Thank you for coming and checking out RC Truth Media today. Please like the video, subscribe, donate, and check out everything that I have. There's a lot of videos with a lot of information. You have a great day.